welcome to the Chronicle Podcast. This is Samuel Lion. It's another interesting episode here on the podcast. I'm so glad to sit down here with somebody I've been looking forward to having the opportunity to talk to. So I know you might have seen the video we did a couple of weeks ago on the premiere of Arts, and we had numbers on. We had other videos we did to promote what we did at Arts, and today we have the main character, the main cast member is on the show, and it's someone that has shown extreme passion when it comes to his passion personified. And I realized he's also a creative writer. No wonder he performs so well. Right now, Odds is out on YouTube, and on the video description of the description link to this video, we're gonna put the link to Odds. Please, without taking much of your time, welcome Elijah Aniah to the podcast. Elijah, how you doing?
Thank you so much.
First of all, I need to give you your flowers for the opportunity that you gave all of us. The experience. Let me use that, if I might use that word, the word experience. The experience you gave us. The director, Miviniso, gave a very impassioned speech. We almost moved to tears, even did not even cry. So as a point, as an actor, you're like, oh, is he working us, or is it truly how we? But if I know what I know about content, I would say that was real as it gets. And he talked about how you literally saved the production for him. And it's very rare to have someone that has a project like that come out and literally in front of the entire room tell the people that came to support you guys that this would happen if this other person did not pull their weight. At some point, he talked about how because sometimes you lose yourself in this. True. And then you have someone telling you, making you believe that, oh, whatsoever happens, remember that someone like me is here. Talk to me about how the journey lead up to us. How did we end up where we were, with having you being the main cast and having you being a part of a project like that?
All right. Thank you very much.
You know what? Doing a solo episode at the Chronicle Podcast is so... Oh, you never know what to expect in the Chronicle Podcast. Wow. Drip and play. They sent us a gift. Wow. Elevate your look. Dominate the game. Let's see what they got for us. Our friends at Drip and Play always sending us things. Sorry for interrupting the episode, but we need to inform you that something great is happening here in the city of Calabar. They can send it to you nationwide, so don't worry about how am I going to get the thing. I love what people have. Love this look. What is this? Let's see what we have. Oh wow, this is something very unique. I like the details. If you're someone that loves something that is unique, this is for you. And I love how they know what I might like. I love this brand. They know what to do. This is incredible. What is this? Okay, this is for my sports people that love sports. The embroidery it's not even embroidery, it's done in it. And I know I'm interrupting your episode, but with all I'm trying to say, these are the kind of packages you get. Tell them you are from Hello Media. Samuel Lion sent you the Chronicle Podcast, all the episodes you have here. So Drip and Play, their QR code for their WhatsApp, their QR code for their TikTok is available here. Their numbers are displayed here. I'm trying to get that ready. Please support Drip and Play. Go check them out, and they actually send it to you nationwide. Back to the episode.
Very much for having me.
Thank you so much.
So we wanted to write, wanted to do a movie. That was the plan for this year. That was the plan for last year.
Okay.
So when we did that Playhouse is a company.
Yes.
So at the beginning of 2025, we wrote down the yearly schedule, and we also said that we will do a movie this year. And we started shuffling through scripts. What are we going to do? We even had a script writing class, so people can just come and just let's see the kind of script you can bring up. But then the odds was already cooking at the background, because in 2024, after or during the preparation to Longest Theatre Marathon, Maven had already told me, there's this movie that I want us to write. I don't know how it's going to be, but I just want us to write this movie. It's going to be good. Some weeks to the Longest Theatre Marathon, Maven announced, without my knowledge, he announced that the title of the movie is going to be The Odds.
Okay.
He just told me that there's going to be a movie. And honestly, I did not know that this movie was about his life.
Oh.
And then he gave me the plot and also the synopsis. He said it's about gambling addiction. I did not know anything about gambling addiction. I don't. Okay, I used to gamble, but I don't know so much about gambling addiction, right? Because it was just a way of okay, just throw money. When you have excess, you just throw the money, right? So I don't. It's not something that if I need to gamble to make money, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So and then he started giving me the breakdown, how we're going to do it, the main character. In fact, the main character, he had the names for the main characters. I just had to bring up the names of the extras. And then we started writing the movie in early January.
You were part of the writing team?
Yeah.
Okay.
Me and Maven wrote the script. So he wrote half. No. He wrote 60%, I wrote 40%.
Okay.
Because he added more scenes. Yeah.
Why I asked that, because it's very rare to have cast members be a part of like the writing of how
the writing process.
So when you hear that, you're like, how was that? So okay, you've been part of that. Amazing.
Yeah. So Maven started it, and then he showed me what he has written.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, good. We started writing, and then I started writing my part, and then I was also. Every evening, I'm in his DM. I'm telling him, this is what I've written. This is what I've written.
Yeah.
Now, when it was time to shoot, we had a budget for 100 million.
Holy shit.
that was the budget. The budget was 100 million. And then everywhere we announced it, like we are telling people, the budget for the odds is 100 million. I remember like,
there's some crazy faith you will hear there.
In this part of the country.
Where will they go? How?
So we started sourcing for funds.
But that's a shout out to Maven because he's one of the most audacious.
Very audacious.
Like you always.
How do you think? The first time he told me 100 million.
Even you said
I don't see. Honestly, my experience in life, I don't see impossibilities. Honestly, if you just tell me something, I just look at it like somebody else have done it before. So why can't we do it?
But Maven has a way of making you believe.
Let me know if we're good. Maybe that's why I like him around me. I like him on my team. Even when I'm trying to divert, but even when I started up my my organization, yes. I have an NGO.
Yes.
Maybe told me just do it.
Yeah.
Like the way I'm man and the way we got the office, just do it. So yeah, let's go back to the journey.
Yeah.
And then we started writing the movie. We're looking for locations. And then we had locations on our mind. Like, we had people, we had actors already on ground. All of a sudden, going into late 2025 when we were supposed to start, people started giving us excuses. I cannot be here. Then I'm going for youth service. I have this.
All hell is breaking loose.
The only person, I wasn't supposed to star in the movie. They even just told me, bro, you have to do this. I wasn't. Come on now. If I knew...
You are telling me here you are writing scripts for people.
For people. I did not know I was going to be... In fact, even though I was supposed to be on the movie, I was not even supposed to be the main character. I was supposed to be like supporting lead.
So that means you were just like, let's have the background role because like the stars are the people.
Yes. The people who were supposed to... In fact, when I was writing, all the places I was writing with their voice.
Yes. So
we had people already in mind when we were writing. So when I was writing with this person in mind. Okay. How would this person act? Because people are my friends. So we know them. So we know them. So before you know, this one is going to Lagos and is traveling, and then I had to be the star of the show. It was.
I want you to really put into context the moment, whether it was a phone call or it was like a physical, like. What was the first thing that came to your mind when you're like, oh boy, due to whatever verbiage he used? I want to know the very first thing that came to your mind because here you are, knowing fully well that, I was supposed to be a part of this, but not in, like, this is you taking it up too much. Like, wait, it's centered around me now.
Yeah. Where that day, we had many challenges.
Okay.
So Maven stays close to me.
Yes.
So I just strolled to his house that evening. I met him, he was lying down. He was like, oh boy, I did think of how we want to do this movie. And we're like, Babana, let's no worry, we'll do it. We're pressing phone, we're quiet, and then he just turned like, oh my, be like say you go play this lucky. And I was like, play with lucky.
I'm I will tear it. I'm out of there.
He said for this movie that you go play lucky. I'm like, as how now? See, mom, we don't get anybody. Now, like, as I mentioned, people say you check them out. Now. Did they ready to put? Because we're ready. Now the movie, we did not have the budget. We did not even have from 100 to 50 to 10 to 1 million. We did not have the budget. There are people that promised us, like people that looked us in the eye after longest theater marathon and told us, I am giving you 10 million. Like these guys looked us and told us, they are giving us 10 million. Even 100,000, we don't see. We did not see 100,000.
What do you do when all the promises are like everybody like no?
What are the odds that we will shoot that movie regardless?
I see why you do it, because there are a lot of things that you want to die.
Yes, that's.
I was going there while researching for this, I realized that this guy has gone way back with that playhouse.
Yeah.
I saw pictures of you at the marathon. I saw
since 2021.
Oh my goodness. You've been there since day one.
Yeah, but I've known Maven before. In fact, if I did not even know that Maven stays close to me. I just see him in events.
And then you hear hi.
Alpha bro, that's all. So that's how we came together. We had to swallow our pride, fix a date, because we fixed in October, we pushed to November. We did not even push to December. We just said, okay, let's leave December. Let's start January. January 12th.
Yes.
We started shooting. January 12th, we opened camera. It was like joke. I'm coming. Let me bust your head. The lead female character, right? We had I don't want to mention names, but we had a list. We had alternative 1, alternative 2, alternative 3, alternative 4.
Because the kind of business that you need to have.
We did not even have, even to alternative 20, all of them disappointed us. We shot for how many days? Okay, we shot from 12th till, I think we shot for 10 days or 12 days. And after, in fact...
Is it back-to-back shoots?
Yes, every day we're shooting. So, the thing is, we had all this, we are looking for the lead female character, and the way we arranged the shooting schedule, the lead female character was supposed to come in like on day 2, day 3, because there was no lead female character. We had to push the lead female character days of shoot to the last 3 days. You know why? Because we were still looking for a lead female character.
This is where the Samuel Lion, will now take a back seat, and some people will come out and be like, wait, you are trying to tell me that, because obviously we are watching in a chronological this thing, right? So you tell me that you can be shooting scenes, you can shoot the end in the first day, shoot the middle in the... Actually, because I'm like, it doesn't mind fuck, because like, here you are, like, okay, we'll have the end. I'm like, but we have the beginning.
Yeah.
So
most of the productions I attend, or most of the productions I am actively working in, because I also do production manager for a certain production company.
Yes.
Skylex Production. So shout out Utibe. Shout out brand director Utibe. So in fact, we shoot the first scene on the last day.
Whoa.
Yes, we shoot. I don't know why he does that.
I've never want to believe that can be true. That you can.
Yeah, he shoots. So you just arrange it. So just let's divert a little. Let me just school you also. So in case you are shooting in this place, say you rented this place to shoot, right? If you have 4 scenes here, and let's say the first scene is at the beginning, the next scene is maybe the two scenes in the middle of the, like, one eye into the movie, and then one scene at the end. You can't just come. You rent. You cannot just waste money and rent. Let me not say waste money, but you cannot just rent it for 4 days. Instead, you rent for 1 day, shoot all the scenes here.
So you do everything.
Yes, you do everything here. So that's why there's a continuity. The continuity takes pictures of the dressing, what you wore. Yes. In fact, the style of hair.
Who remembers all of this? Like, what was the last thing you said there? How was the face?
So that's the job of the continuity. The continuity works with the costumier. So they tell you, okay, this is what you wore in this scene. So if you are running from here to another place, the continuity will tell you, okay, this is what you wore from here. So that's how it works.
This is the best part of what I do. Like, I'm learning things. I'm like, never, even if I Google it, it will confuse me.
So that's how it is.
Wow. Yeah. Now, talking about the female lead not being available, up to, like, let's say 20 leads, how did we land the impeccable person we got to watch?
So, on the it was remaining 3 days to shoot.
Okay.
On the
Out of 12 days.
Out of 12 days. So let's say on the 9th day, right, we finished shooting at the location. To the next day, that 9th day fell on a Saturday.
Yes.
So the next, we did not shoot on the Sunday. We were to shoot on the Monday. That's the next tomorrow. And then the day after that day, we finished shooting. And then we said that as we were walking on the road, I, Maven, the director, AD1, a production manager, were walking on the road. We're calling every available contact that we have on our phone. I am not capping. We're calling. I was calling. This one was calling. Excuses flying from left, right, and center. We shot at forgotten this place, but up highway. Okay. We walked from that place till we got to Mobile.
That's crazy.
Just because we're making calls. This one is calling. We're like, God, how we want to do this thing? Now, we found somebody, and although the girl has a smaller body frame, we needed somebody with a bigger body frame. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe just in height. Though. Yes. We want somebody taller.
Not getting into too much, but the person had height.
Yeah, she's a model actually. Shout out Angel. Yeah,
so the best thing I've seen in that movie.
So she
aside from Lucky, obviously.
So we needed somebody taller, and then we found this person. That was the only opening, and then we told her to come. On Sunday, Maven went to church. We just let's see how Monday looks like. On Sunday, Maven went to church. There's this girl on his Facebook that likes saying things, and then this is the angel I'm talking about. And then he meets the girl in church, and then he asks the girl, "Can you act?" The girl says yes. He asks the girl, "When was the last time you acted?" The girl said, "Primary 4, I'll be primary 3. You heard it at the premiere, right?
Yes, I'm like, what do primary 4 do? That's not even. Is that a resume?
And that's what the girl said. That's the last time she acted. And Maven was like, do you know, from the beginning of this movie, I did not even say, from the beginning of this movie, we already agreed that we're going to use greenhorns. That is people that don't have experience, no experience at all. We're going to use greenhorns. From the production manager was actually somebody that was experienced. He came on the first day and didn't come on the second day. He did not call, So another person just filled in the role. Everybody was inexperienced. I've never played a lead character in my life. Maven has never done, I'm not sure he has done one takes for that long, right? So we're using, everything you saw there was experimental. And then that girl came in. Her name is Angel. Maven told her to come. She came. And in fact, she was the angel. She saved the movie.
Now, this is the part where we are promoting the movie. We're not trying to give all away. She asked what they call kids to say, aura. When somebody comes in and they're like, you are forced to want to watch or listen to what she wants to say. Jeez. And I'm like, so when I heard at the premiere that, the last time she even did anything acting was a primary 4, I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Of course. She was, when Maven did not even tell me till after the last day, when it's a wrap. Maven was like, we're walking back and like, don't say that girl, she tell me, say she never acted since primary 3. I'm like, as how? That's why Maven always says one thing. He says, everybody can be an actor. Anybody can be an actor. I've seen Maven, shout out Maven, take your flowers. I've seen Maven change somebody. There's this girl that played a role where she was like, mommy water in the role, and the thing enter her. You understand? She could not even stand straight. Her legs are always wobbly in subsequent productions. Yeah. And Maven screamed the mommy water out of the girl. The next role he gave her was a soldier role. And bro, that guy can do possibilities.
Now this is me, because with the Chronicle Podcast, you don't know what to expect. There's this act while growing up where maybe for those that used to act in the church, from my own school, there's some parts you act. When you act a criminal, or maybe you act a devil or anything, or which immediately after the production, they will all gather all the Ababa characters, they will gather and all keep Saturday pray. Say, God, he was a criminal in this production.
We hope you to not follow him.
We cover him. I used to want to act. I think where I want to palette this is hearing that you were not even supposed to be part of this. this was just true. Like, there's nobody else that can do this. You take it, and that says a whole lot about you. I think that was the very first thing that made me. I'm like, oh, I acknowledge that guy for you just being thrown to the waters, like literally, like you are thrown into the water, swim or sink. And from what we watched, there was nothing about sinking in there. And this is the question I wanted to ask in terms of how you were able to embody this character, because it was too real to ignore. The raw passion from you, it's as if you wore it. It's as if somebody tells me he's an addict, I'll be like, well, it's not far from the truth, because you showed it. How were you able to embody this, the mind switch? Because I believe you are still running the production. Because from what they said, you're still running the production. So what happens when they say action and you have to embody a character that is very, very sensitive? It's something that, because you need us to be hooked. I'm telling you about this because I was like, I kept on postponing because we had all that things, how to make sure this production happens. And a couple of hours before this, Alex was like, you need to watch, you have to watch because you need to. I'm like, no, you're not going to talk about the movie, like, but you need to check it because I'm talking to the person. I'm like, let's do other research. I does not go into that. We watch from the premiere. I'll see what you say. You have to watch it again. And I had to go stream. Yes, we stream the odds. Link will be put below. I have to stream the odds from beginning to end. By the time I was done with that, I was like, no way. I think Alex is that. We need to take him to. We need to. Also, like, talk to me about how the mindset on how you're able to embody this character, because you did it so well. I would not even want to say I would be underrating you if I say that was great acting. That was just stupendous. How were you able to do this?
Well, first of all, glory to God. First of all, glory to God, because I won't lie to you. They used my family house. We're looking for locations. We did not see locations, so they had to use my family house. I had to go and beg my mom first to let us use the family house. And my mom said, anything that gets broken, anything that gets missing is on you. So I have to be eyes and ears. When you are calling for somebody needs a stool, somebody needs a comb, somebody needs something that somebody did not have. Is it available in the house? I have to run and go and get it. So let me just tell you, first of all, that character you saw me wearing, when we wrote the odds, Lucky is somebody that's had enough, but he's trying to hold it in. And that is the stress that I had building to the production. And then I had to struggle to hold it in. That was me coming alive as in, I was just putting myself out there.
Because in real life, you were going through it.
I was going through it. They had to give me breaks because my head was pounding. I had to sit still and not touch my phone and just breathe. And secondly, because I wrote the script. So I understood who Lucky was, what Lucky was going through. In fact, I was wearing the mind of a genius that got lured into gambling. And before that, Maven had told me to do some other research. And I had to do some research, check on social engineering. And then I understood. I saw stories of people and how they behave and movies that he recommended that I watch while we were still writing the script. So that I know how to factor in this element so that it brings out the character of Lucky or the character of all the actors accordingly. So I have read that script over 6 times, personally. Ready for typo, read it how do they call it? Sorry, I'm missing the word. So the first script I read it before the second edit, before the third edit. I read it for typos. I read it for typos again. So I had read the script, and the script was, if you just tell me any scene, I just tell you, that's in 60. So I knew the script by heart.
Because you've been checking it.
Yes, because I've been running through the script. So that's one, the stress that was on me, and secondly, because I just knew the script by heart. That's basically it. but I will tell you the truth. Before then I had watched documentaries of actors that have put themselves into movies, and that is what I just want. I was looking at even starving myself to a point where I can, but I could not, because things just came up.
Because you know the funny thing is one thing knowing what to do.
Yeah.
It's another thing looking what you are trying to do. Because you looked at some point he looked frustrated. At some point he looked like he's had enough. And even in one of the things don't get me, like this one thing, when you are in like the creative industry, it's always very hard sometimes to immerse yourself in what you are watching, because you are always there. You are watching everybody. Oh, I'm potentially going to talk to some of these people. Yeah. So you are like, oh, you are watching beyond.
Beyond.
You want to like, oh, let me see if I can act in a perfect person. Oh, why did you do like that? So, but for the first, this is one of those times where I'm watching something that I'm supposed to talk about, either review or talk to the person. Yeah. I got lost in, like, I just forgot that, I was there to do an assignment, and I got immersed in it, because I'm like, how much can one person take? How much? It was so relatable. Like, it might not be the same story with because this is a story about gambling addiction. Yeah. But I could relate to trying to please the church, trying to please your family, mother in this aspect, trying to please yourself. And then you have relationship outside, you have friends outside, and then you're like, you are being put everywhere. Sometimes ego show, neck go long, like and we saw that you and it, Jesus, it's the way you fed, you literally fed, you fed anybody that wants to watch. And I'm not saying it because I'm trying to like, oh, promote them, is there flying promoting? No, I'm saying it in a way that says, if you have not seen the odds, you need to. And it's not you need to rush. You don't rush it. Sometimes it's like you'll be ready for it. Because there was a scene there where, like, I'm like, in as much as I might not agree with some of the things you are doing right now, based on the frustration or the context of everything you have going on for you, at some point I'm like, he needs to be, meaning they didn't cut you slack. Because like, I mean, what was he supposed to do? Like, look at those situations, like, what were
don't say me, say Lucky. There was something Lucky.
So like, talk about, like, what was Lucky supposed to do? I mean, Lucky did what he had to do, because they were like, oh, because there were so many outs. And that was the part I'm like, it's as if, because you know the funny thing now, like, when you watch something, that's everybody wants to end it in a happy note.
Exactly what everybody was telling me.
Why life is not like that, because we had so many scenarios in the same movie, like 3 to 4 times, that Lucky should have left that,
yes,
and this would have ended here, and everybody would be fine.
Lucky won 12 million from what they gave him money for fuel in the office. And can you imagine? He wasn't even supposed to be there.
He refused to walk away. He threw it back in. Like, somebody came into your life, polished your life, brought you, like, literally gave you the light. If some people were like, oh, that's my saving grace.
Destiny helper.
He did not, like, he drew it away.
Blew it.
Your mom here, in as much as, let's be real, mom giving him the shit. I'm like, the mental health. I don't know how long.
Umi huggy, take your flowers, but if I catch you, I go brush you.
Could we, for those of us that have watched, could we give it up for the mom of
Omar Hogan?
Oh my God. Lucky's mom was one of my, like, when you say wild card, that was my wild card star. I'm like, and I realized that I met her at the premiere of another movie. Yes, and then she just saved. She told me, oh, well, I'm an actor. I'm like, sorry, I'm an actress. I'm like, oh, you are? And truth be told, I'm like, okay. I'm watching her because I'm like, oh, wow. And she believed it, because I remember giving her an interview or at Red Carpet at Save. The movie premiere at Save, and then seeing what she was doing here, and I'm like, wow. Could
you even marry if you had not met Umar before that time? Would you have guessed that was Umar? Because even me rewatching the odds, Umar just pulled up a whole different mother persona, and then the way she attacked that role,
she has it, and for anybody that wants to, I don't know, is she married?
She's not married yet.
I think some people should start looking at her.
Because
she can. I was like, how?
If you want somebody to manage your home,
that's a real manager. And that she gives the traditional Nigerian mother the bullshit, you are nothing, but you are my thing. Like, you are get away, but I want you here. And like, so what do you want him to do? And it's one of those things. And it also talk about the also thing that I like about was the fact of you people were able to display like the things we see in the Nigerian home, like no communication. Because here, Lucky is making plans. And not like against the mom, no, but the way that says, oh, we are in a desperate, easy despair. And the chapter says it is despair. Like, this is anything you have to do. Like, it has gotten to a point of like, either you swim or you sink. And Lucky doesn't want to sink.
Yeah.
So, there he was, not even knowing that this other person, because nobody communicates. In Nigeria, nobody communicates with each other. You don't know what this person is dealing with. You might just be like, everybody should be fine, like, you should find it just name. Like, you could even see how the mom, even talking to somebody about it, we prefer to carry the talk. We skip the person that has the thing that we should be discussing with, and we go somewhere else and then talk about it. And then when we come home, we do nothing about it.
Typical Nigerian situation.
Your son was there for you to have this communication with, and even the health issue did not disclose, because I'm not, if Lucky was able to knew that, oh, the mom had this, I'm not sure what happened at that scene would even that plan would not even be taking place. And if you're asking myself, what are they talking about? Go and watch the odds.
Of course, go and watch the odds.
You know what plan? What did you wait? You didn't happen to the mom? I don't know about that one. We'll go and find out. But like, I feel if I was supposed to like getting on anything, Melvin shared a story about the fact that like it was what he went through, and in a sense, I'm going to give him kudos for what he was able to put in real life situation out there. Another thing I wanted to bring was like the impact of you guys choosing to do, because it's a very sensitive topic that people want to shy away from. But the boldness to be like, I'm putting it out there, I'm letting you know that it's me, it's my story, but I'm having somebody else play it, because you would like sometimes we get talks from other people like, oh, the owner of the story would not want to give the story to somebody else to play. They want to do it by themselves, even when they don't. We need to give somebody an opportunity. I need to acknowledge giving his flowers for like giving somebody an opportunity, and maybe the entire garden to you for embodying it. Because at some point I'm like, you know what, we know that it's Maven's story. Like Lucky made us believe in what. It's just like I'm a pro wrestling fan. When they say, oh, wrestling is fake, but I love Hulk Hogan. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, he's there, he's the wrestler, you know, but no, him is real.
He's real.
So that's how it is. Like, oh, gambling is bad and everything, but damn, Jesus, I don't want to end up like Lucky. But I will go shad from Jesus' name. But like, what was the impact in terms of like you realizing what you were about to do and what you put in?
Well, so I borrowed a little from Maven. Maven is somebody that, you know, he's leading a pack of creatives, and you know, prior to the shoot, he's always been telling me that if we just get one person that we can change with this movie, you know, just one person, in fact, that's okay for him. And honestly, we got that one person. I don't know if I can read the testimony. A guy from Bayelsa that watched the movie, and the thing he said, when I'm in this gambling addict group, and people that are recovering from gambling, and that guy posted that thing, like the group just went cold. When I just saw that, after watching the odds, it has helped him to start self-exclusion. It's like, I just called him and like, bro, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? This is what we wanted. So that was the impact we were looking at. We just wanted to change people's mindset. And that was why, maybe we'll talk about it later, that was why we had to, you know, make the movie in gray, because gambling sits in the gray area of societal issues.
And I think we should delve on that, like the decision to make it black and white.
Black and white. I don't know if I can talk about it now, but gambling sits in the gray area, so it is not illegal, but it is destructive. And one thing with gambling is that, you know, the companies that the gambling companies, you know, for a business to scale, you need to have a product or a service. But gambling companies do not have product or service. They sell you dreams. They sell you what MMM. Yes, what all these MMMs. They will just sell you dreams.
You are a winner.
And then you plunge yourself into it. So the impact there was to help as many people as we can, even though it's starting with one person, to at least look at the light and come out. I have a friend, my colleague in the office. He told me he cannot watch my movie. You know why? Because he's a gambling addict. He knows it. He came for the premiere. He watched the first 10 minutes. Because I'd already told him how the movie was. After he watched the first 10 minutes, he went out. He stood outside. I don't know if you saw him, one tall guy.
Okay.
He just left. The next day in the office, he told me, bro, I can't watch your movie. He's guilty. He knows.
And he's not ready to deal with it.
He's not ready to deal with it now. He just. And I shout out to everybody that is recovering from gambling. But the odds is going to help you because you are going to see we just put it at choices and consequences, black and white. You're going to see the choices, you're going to see the consequences of the choices you make. Lucky had every way to live. But he just thought that maybe if I just one more.
All right. So it's one of those I think I'll be giving a lot of flowers as we are moving on with the conversation here.
At this point, I'll need physical flowers.
I mean, and it's what we deserve it. They all got themselves. Maybe Alex should start getting flowers ready for today. Because it's the perception people have about you that you know is not true. But that is what they want to believe.
About the character Lucky, about me.
Give us maybe I feel I would give you a very creative question about Lucky, the character, and about you, Elijah.
Okay. Let's start with Lucky.
Yeah.
So about Lucky, the biggest perception that people had about him, especially the people around him, right, was that he has it figured out. Apart from his mom looked at him like, Baba, you don't have anything figured out, right? So the mom just knew him like, this guy. I hope you get out of my house, get married. So his mom, apart from his mom did not have that perception. But his friends had that perception. That is why they still staked on him. Even at the end, they still hoped on him because they just knew that this guy should have things figured out. Remember, Lucky was a first class graduate from math and stats rather. Yeah. So Lucky had that's the biggest perception. And yes, Lucky had everything figured out, but the thing was that they were not part of his plans in the grand scheme of things.
That's one of those things that you look at and you're like, what you got versus what you ordered. In terms of like, he is very smart, very intelligent, and borderline empathetic. You see the way he invests in. Whatever is an addict, I feel maybe that's the trait that he invests in everything he does. If the relationship is all in. Even as a player, he's all in the playing. Even his mom is. So when you see when hell be breaking loose around him, you are like
something should go right for him. Something. So when that high point where he's finally sitting face to face with the captain, at Angel's house, and then he finally wins. So you're like, oh yeah, something finally, went right for him. But then that big question, that heavy question that Esther put out to him outside the house. Esther asked him, was he worth it?
That what? At what cost?
At what cost?
That was the. I wrote that down. I feel I just gave my almost 2 hours, or if not 2 hours, to this movie, only to end up being asked one question that literally I'm here trying to figure it out. Again, I'm like, you finish watching movie, and they're going to give you assignment. So that's what.
The whole life of Lucky just revolved around. It just revolved around one, just one thing, that uncertainty.
Because the perception about Lucky is that he's too smart not to get it right, and he has believed the hype in him. Like, I always need to prove it. And truth be told, he keeps on. Sometimes, like, there's the odds. It's about the odds is taken from gambling and how you stake and everything. But now his own life is also because the odds is also started every single day. I feel like when you wake up every morning, there's a challenge in front. Prove to myself, prove to my mom, prove to the church, prove to this. You are proving. What do you do when every single day your life is a fight?
You just have to prove to somebody that at least you are getting better. To the youth presido that is looking up to you. To the youth presido that is making you summarize prayer. What are the odds? The pastor is speaking you to read the Bible. What are the odds? So everybody's always looking up to Lucky like, Lucky, you are too brilliant not to get it right.
I know the funny thing that is so Nigerian that I love that you guys really highlighted. But I feel in the midst of all the chaos, you can miss it. It's the fact of how Lucky, gets to handle things that is supposed to be very emotional, tragic. In terms of like your best friend realized that your best friend was lying to you all this while. Like what you make me believe, you knew that gambling is not a thing, but I do it. People are winning, and like the fact he was not internalizing the fact that I just give out stakes or odds. People use it and make millions. People win. Like I never saw one time in him that was like, wait, why am I not going one drop? Because he had his discipline, like I'm not gambling, and he stuck to it, and that's what Nigeria was like. By the end of the day, you see how
compromise. You see how one bad friend.
I love the fact that they did the peer because they peer pressure and all the lies, and you see him how he moves on. It was another thing was the moving on aspect. It's like something just happened, like you're supposed to. There was no moment where he was breathing to even take care, handle one thing well. It's like, okay, don't have to, you're next. That's what we do like that. So what do you have to say to people that don't take time to address things? Everybody wants to do the habit of like, okay, you don't have to now sweep it under the rug. Next.
Okay. I'll say this. You asked me what's the perception that people have about, I've studied about Lucky, and let me just talk about myself a little.
Yes.
So I used to be that kind of person that things don't used to get to me. In fact, it has saved me. It has saved me a lot of stress. Let's say I'm going through a breakup. I just broke up with somebody that I've confessed my whole life to.
Yes.
The next morning I'm waking up, I'm all fine. I don't look like I just went through a breakup, right? In fact, I know I've lost money, right? Bad business deals. I've lost money. I've lost a job that should have traumatized me, that should have put me down, made me depressed. I just stand up and move on.
Yes.
Also, not just about moving on, but about not finishing a task and I used to do that a lot. So this movie actually helped me sit down and think. While I was writing the movie, I was doing some self-assessments. Lucky does these things every time. Something is going wrong. You just gather the pieces, try to arrange the things, but Lucky sometimes he just moves on. He just like these things will take care of themselves. And I think that is where some people just get caught lacking. Let me just tell you, this is my biggest advice. Just be accountable. Get an accountability partner. That is not hard. Just get somebody that you are accountable to. It could be your mom, it could be your best friend, it could be even a pastor, it could be a religious leader. Just get an accountability partner. I have an accountability partner now, and at the end of the week, we are 3 of us. So we just share the task that we've managed to, go through. We share what we started, the schedule for the week, what we started with, and what we've ended with, the deals we've closed, and all that. Just get an accountability partner.
So about going through researching for this, you're a content writer. You just told us a little bit about Elijah being part of the production, writing 40% of the script, getting things ready, and then being thrown into the waters. You're going to be the main character in it. And we spoke a lot on that. But in terms of like what you do personally, because aside from being an actor and being part of that playhouse, you're Elijah, you have other things you do. Can you tell us a bit about that? And I realized that you run a foundation. I don't know what it's really about. I was like, I'd rather hear from you. So what is that all about? And like, what can we find Elijah doing on a normal day?
Okay. On a normal day, you see me on the road supervising installers, meters, because I did mechanical engineering. I'm an engineer. And I work with Mojek. I also work with PhD. We install prepaid meters. That's what I do on a regular day. You work. Maybe you might even see me come to your area if they open your transformer for me. I'll come and work there in your street.
Next time you see anybody with ladder and you know that that's like that, bring down the ladder. Let's
So that's what I do. That's what takes me out of the house.
How did you parlay to getting into the entertainment industry and everything?
My brother.
I've been saying what I got.
Okay, when I finished school, I was like, let me wait 1 year so that I'll discover myself. My father was like, no. Enter school. I did not even do I just did half of my first semester in year 1 because for the first half, I did not go. I was just angry.
How many are we in the family?
We are 4.
Okay, you're the first?
No, I'm the penultimate, second to the last.
Okay, that's crazy. So how many boys in the family?
2.
Oh, you're the star boy.
You have not seen my brother.
Wow. Okay, so it's in the blood.
So that's the whole thing. The backstory is this. my mom always knew that I was into art.
Okay.
Right? I was into art that I don't even read for English, but I scored like second highest, third highest. I've never scored first highest in English in my class. I'm always second highest. Why? Because I don't read. My teacher always tell me, if you at least if you read for this, if you read English, if you read it, in fact you'll be first, and nobody will even touch your back. But I was always second and third, like Arsenal. So
we're gonna talk about that.
I'm an Arsenal fan.
No, let's address this Arsenal thing. Because I purposefully say, okay, I'm gonna go with the sports jersey because we have one biggest fan coming in here. This history about to happen. Maybe by the time this video gets out, history was already broken. Whether they break on the heart or not, get it done.
We'll get it done.
You are so passionate about it because you were even. I saw it for you, but I'm like, they go rally. Who be that for you?
They go rally.
So on Saturday you're going to rally.
Of course.
Your fandom with Arsenal because it's as if. Now let me tell you
something.
something.
My blood is red.
I come from a family of 9 and 5 boys. My immediate eldest brother is like in his 40s. So imagine the rest of the all of them Arsenal. So it was like when you come into the family, whether you like football, you don't like football, you're an Arsenal fan. Anybody asks you questions, you're an Arsenal. They will just say you're an Arsenal fan. But for years, these men have gone through punching left, right, center. What makes this one so different?
Arsenal? Should I start?
I think you should start. What makes this one very different? Because the way I know for years you even come close, like why is this one?
The thing is, you know this near success syndrome that's been attacking us for like 3 years straight. Near success. We've been second. And then this year you are like,
what are the odds?
God, what are the odds? What are the odds? You are like, if we lose this, the banter material will be massive. So even though you are celebrating being a champion, but you are still praying God.
The way you are celebrating this, are you ready for the possibility that it might go south? What will you do when? Tell me what.
The thing is, we'll still do the parade. We'll parade with 1 cup, yes. But that 1 cup after 22 years is worth it. We'll still parade with that cup. But if you get an additional one, well, God did.
Because it was so funny while trying to prep for this. I'm like, oh, the passion that he has, like the passion they have, like because even when they say Lucky at what cost, that I jotted that question down.
Lucky is an Arsenal fan, just so you know. Lucky is an Arsenal fan.
Yes, because there was a scene. 2 scenes. Even one
you want Arsenal jersey, so you understand.
Sorry, I'm about to give this away, but somebody came to Dr. Lucky and he was actually wearing an Arsenal jersey. And the person said, if you don't get this done in 2 weeks, you are gone. And I'm like, that's the most creative thing I've seen. And like, the person just held the part from the jersey that shows the gun. Like, you are a goner. And I'm like, oh my God, that's dense.
Yes. So yeah, Lucky, that's who Lucky is. Lucky is an Arsenal fan. That's additional information. So go and watch the odds. So talking about going back to what we're talking about. So yes, being an Arsenal fan in a family where I think we are 4. That's from my mom, but totally from my dad we are 9, right?
Oh, you're 9. Okay, actually from my mom's side, my mom said do the 9. Then from my dad's side we now have 3, so we kind of work on the family all along.
Full team.
And yes, we even have extra substitutes. So please, that's now you want to something we have other people from here. I know I do a great job.
I'm one of my stepbrother that he's a very passionate Arsenal fan. So yes, bonding with him, massive. So that's cool. So apart from engineering, I'm also a poet. I started writing poetry far back as when in JS 2, when we were taught about Mrs. Echo used to teach us poetry, and the first poem I ever read was from Kwesi Brew, a poet from Ghana, and that poem just stuck in my head. We have come to the crossroads. I must either leave or come with you. We lingered over the choice, but in the darkness of our hearts, we lifted the lamp of love, and in your face, I saw the road I should take. I cannot forget that poem. That poem just caught my attention. I started writing poems like that. I started reading Emily Dickinson and other wonderful poets that we have out there. And then I started writing drama. There's how they write scripts. But I did not know that format. I just started writing drama, what I call just drama. And then let me even give you in 2025, That was when I started learning how to actually write scripts.
Hmm.
I just told me even in 2024 after longest theater marathon that, bro, going into 2025, I want to learn how to write scripts. On the 1st of January 2025, I picked up my phone, went to YouTube, and started and just watched from Studio Binder. There's this channel I subscribed to, Studio Binder. They taught me how to write scripts. Started writing scripts in 2025. Apart from that, I'm just a creative writer.
Right.
And I also do phone photography too.
All right. So you are literally trying to scour the entire scope of this industry.
I'm
Anyway, they fling your
I'm
book.
trying my best.
And that takes me to this particular question to almost end this in this one that says, what have you learned? You've been in this industry, you've tried other things, you school other questions, and you are in Nigeria, you're in Las Giddy, like I will call it. What have you learned about money? Or what have you come to understand about money?
What I learned about money is this: money can actually work for you. Money gets you out of uncomfortable situation. Money does not bring you happiness, but money creates an avenue where you can be happy, right? And one thing with money is that please, as much as possible, when you see money, do not misuse money. Invest it. I have come in contact with men that have lost money, and the stories they tell me. Okay, when I was in Abuja, I met a man. I knew a man. He was in our church. This man lost 100 million on a deal. And this man was just coming to church and smiling. Like, he lost it like 2 weeks back before he told us that, man, I lost 100 million. And bro, this man is just like chilling and like, hey, that deal, I lost 100 million. I don't know what those guys were talking. I'm like, sir, you lost what? You lost 100 million. There are people that have the luxury of losing 100 million. I'm talking about a man that I went into his house in Abuja. And I said, sir, this house is big. He was like, big? Wait till you see my house in Lagos. I'm like, so there are a lot of people that will pressure you into losing that kind of money. Meanwhile, you have smaller. So somebody lose 100 million and it's fine, and you feel losing 100 million is fine. My dear, you will die. So if you see your money, package your money, arrange it, and don't forget to help as many people as you're growing up. I'm somebody that if I have the money, right, I don't even spare it. If I see somebody in need, I give. I don't usually give to beggars on the road because I have a very bad experience.
Are you suffering? Because when I want to talk about money with my kids, I try to like string. Black tax. I believe you understand what it means by when they say black tax.
Please put me on.
Okay, so black tax is the ideology that is mostly common with black people, whether you want to the Africans or African Americans, in terms of like everybody expects something from you, like as if it's mandatory. After that, we take care of you, we are the village, and we even make it like this. So like if I can call Zeke tomorrow and say, Zeke, I beg, get what I do for you, and I wanted to make sure that he gives me this because I'm sure that's my tax for being your friend. Of course, all I've got been through with you. Yeah. How dare that? And it's one of those things that is so normal. Like we've done it, it's a normal thing. Like you're not gonna take care of me. What do you mean by you? That's why I felt it very well when Lucky's mom was literally pestering because that was happening. Like you know the real stage we say is what they give back. Yeah. So I don't know if that has affected you already or if it never reached you. Because most of the people are like, is it there yet?
Of course now. See, you have people lining up to collect. Like there are some people that just look at you and be like,
it's supposed to.
You are supposed to be. Now that's another perception that people think I'm a millionaire.
That's why
I might be.
We try to unravel the character. Do you know that the funny enough, a character from Save, funny enough, is one of the main characters. And I had him on there, and he said, Samuel, I need to tell you the real truth. I know we are talking about CG, trying to promote Save, but let me tell you Jefferson David's story. I was broke at the point the time Save came in. That shit saved me. I was worried. I had loans in Pampe. I had loans in this. I had this. So, and when I came and they gave me a script, and the script was about somebody in so much debt, I'm like, who raped me, carry me, put for year? Like he was like, so I'm like, how were you able? And it's like, I've not told anybody this thing. Nobody knows about it because everybody sees me wearing suits. Wearing this, they go say, oh, fancy, French boy. They don't say, boy. He said he was so indebted. That's why I like to unpack because they might see the glamour, see you at the premiere, they say everything is so because we expect you're not gonna show up at the premiere looking like what you are going through now. So you have to brush up like, oh, I'm the star for today. After today, we'll go back and face the problems. So that's why I'm really.
Let me tell you this. This is a bonus. I do not have a suit, right? That suit you saw me wearing was my friend that gave me that suit.
Now talk Tell these people. I personally used to, because I told Alex, I say, Alex, anything that I don't have while trying to produce this, I'm going to ask for it.
Yes, actually.
But at the same time, I'm not telling him that because I feel like, I can. He doesn't know how. I let him know like, this thing pains me to even. The young man there doing behind the scenes, like I literally called days before. I'm like, David, I'm like, I'm not reaching out to David in months. I'm like, I'm the worst man on earth. So I started up like telling him, please, how are you doing? I don't do bad. Like I apologize, I acknowledge, and then tell him like, this is why I need you to show up for me. He had the right to say no.
Of course.
He had the right to say no. And I would have also looked at that message and say, I've not reached out to David in months. So I have no right to even text him because he will not show up and I leave. And then we'll not have behind the scenes. But is this thing that I try to, like, when I talk to people, I'm like, how were you able to do it? Telling me like, but you should not be in suit and they see and they go say you have it all figured out. I don't have it. But he was able to reach out. This culture of like nobody wants to bother anybody, nobody wants to reach it. Like, do you have anything to say about this kind of thing? Because it's too much.
Let me bring my experience from the movie, from the art. Since we're talking about the art, to the car we used, that Prado. You can see the Prado. That Prado just came from Castan. The nylon steel.
My man, like, maybe get money go rent Prado.
That Prado came from one special person close to my heart. I just called her like, see, babe, Afa, we need cash. Or like, let me just talk to somebody. It's not bad to ask for help. In fact, we shot most of the scenes inside. I don't know if you know MC Diok.
Yes, I know MC Diok. I think I saw him.
Yes, he was there with his wife. I had to beg him, boss, I beg. He's the programs officer in one of the offices.
And he was on one of the radios.
Yes, Correct FM. Okay. And I just begged him, boss, I beg. We just need a place to shoot. He was like, how long do you want? I just say one day. He gave us his office. He gave us his up and down. Everybody left. He gave us the office. The only person that was there was the compound manager. So it's not just ask, just reach out. Somebody's going to help you.
You know, sometimes the fear of rejection is the beginning.
The fear of rejection,
like, I am not ready for the
and then I beg me, they don't see me finish.
Oh, shit. So we need to deal with the rejection part. If you can deal with the no's and deal with how they see you, because at the end of the day, like it's the funny thing. After a couple of days, you move past it. But that initial moment of like, how's it supposed to be saying? I'm not gonna have to post this comment to you because what do you mean I don't have? Because the shame of like to tell things I don't have data to post it. Because it's like I thought you should have this figure. Why are you coming? So I don't want to make the thing messy. So I rather they like
just sit down.
It's a whole lot. So I think we need to do more. Thank you so much.
No problem.
I don't know how I'm going to say I'm lucky, but no, thank you so much, Elijah, for coming on here. And we'll end with this question: if this was to be the last conversation you ever had, because this is the Chronicle Podcast special, this is our final episode. If this was the last conversation you ever had, what would you want me, anybody watching, anybody listening, to never forget about you?
My philosophy of life is simple. I know what I want for myself. I want the opportunity to contribute to the common store and also benefit from the contributions of others. Because only when you contribute to the common store, that's when the common store can open up for you to benefit from the contribution of others. The only thing I just want you to know is that I contributed to the space, I contributed to craft, I gave my quota. I do not believe in impossibilities. Even though I see Christopher Nolan hanging a rig that is 10 foot high, I believe that with iPhone, that with an iPhone you can do it, right? You can hang a camera to a drone and elevate it to anywhere you want it to go. So there is no impossibility. I don't believe in impossibility, and I want to contribute, to the craft as much as I can.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elijah Aniah, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I really do appreciate it.
Thank you. No problem. Thank you.
Thank you so much.